After 8 years in office, Canadians are looking forward to getting rid of Justin Trudeau. It's the perfect time for electoral reform. Now, back in 2015, Justin Trudeau was elected on two promises, actually. It was the legalization of pot, which we got, and not probably in the best way possible, but also electoral reform. And I think this was the big one for most Canadians. Not every Canadian cares about pot. Many Canadians who are voting Canadians cared about the voting system and the first past the post issue. And this is a promise that was presented by Justin Trudeau.
We need to know that when we cast a ballot, it counts. That when we vote, it matters. So I'm proposing we make every vote count. We are committed to ensuring that the 2015 election will be the last federal election using first past the post.
Wow, look how excited those people are. I'm sure they were really disappointed when he reneged on that promise immediately. And of course, he reneged on that immediately. It's been 8 years now in office, and people, just 2 weeks ago, a reporter asked him specifically about this question.
I am deeply committed to the idea of electoral reform. I think citizens being able to rank their choices, say my first choice is this party, but my second choice is that party, prevents them from having to vote against the ones they don't want and instead vote for the ones they do. I've long believed in that. In our first mandate, when we had a majority, I would have had the theoretical option of ramming through my preferred option for.
That's right. That's why people elected you, to do that thing.
Electoral reform and keeping the letter of that promise.
Democratic election.
Changing our electoral system, it shouldn't be any one party, even with a majority, that gets to decide how all future elections will be unfolded. So, out of respect for democracy, I believe we needed to create a consensus around that.
Out of respect for democracy, Justin Trudeau thinks that you shouldn't vote for a political party in order to do a thing. It's unbelievable. This is the logic coming out of this man, but this is his excuse for why he didn't do this. Now, he explained about how then after which he lost his majority and he's become a minority government in 2 elections ever since. So now he doesn't have the ability to do it. So that's why he wasn't able to. Oh, goodness. This is really the logic that you're going to hear from the guy. Now we're in a situation where it looks like he's poised to lose the next election. And of course, he's only in power because of Jagmeet Singh. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. We would have had an election called by this point if it wasn't for him holding the Liberals in power. Of course, this is put together by Vesper Skill on Twitter. NDP strategy 2024. Jagmeet Singh, he's about to go off the cliff with the Liberals in this case. So whatever could they do in this situation? Does it save their hide politically? Oh, wait, what's this? Yeah, that's right. Justin Trudeau and Singh team quietly planning electoral reform legislation, but not like you thought. Not like you thought, and not like what was promised. Not changing the first past the post system. No. We're going to keep that, but we're going to bring some stuff that might make things a little bit easier for people to, of course, make this completely fair and free. While not a full-scale overhaul of the federal voting system, as Prime Minister Justin Trudeau once promised, with the 2-party confidence and supply agreement. Now, remember, he said it shouldn't, it's a democratic thing. They've gone against the idea of democracy. A democratic election, they voted for Singh to be opposition to Trudeau, but he's in compliance with Trudeau, and now they've made this false majority, and they're ramming through legislation like this. It's unbelievable that this is the thing. With the 2-party confidence and supply agreement, are a series of electoral reform proposals aimed at expanding the ability for people to vote. No. This isn't how you vote and how that affects it. No, this is the ability for you to vote. Specifically, the Liberals and New Democrats agree to explore allowing an expanded 3-day voting period during general elections. Wow, so more time to go out and vote. Allowing voters to cast their ballots at any polling place within their riding. So that was put in place so that people couldn't cheat and go to multiple polling stations. Okay, so they're allowing that to take place. Improving the mail-in ballot process with both accessibility and maintaining integrity in mind. This is just a point in linguistics, or just things to look forward to. If anybody's explaining something to you, and in the first part they tell you what they're gonna do, and then the second part tell you how it's gonna make things all so great, it's usually, you don't really need to say that second part unless the first part is really suspect. Sus, I think the kids are saying these days. Accessibility and maintaining integrity in mind. Of course, integrity is probably going to go out the window with that one. Now, many people are chiming in on this on Twitter, of course. Laurie Goldstein with the not about proportional representation, which Trudeau promised and abandoned after 2015's election. This reportedly about making first past the post voting, which is the current system, easier. Trudeau and Singh's team quietly planning electoral reform legislation. Quietly is the real key here. Trudeau and Singh, says Tokyo Rosie, are all of a sudden interested in electoral reform. They want a 3-day election with expanded mail-in voting. I guess if you can't win legitimately, then you have to change the rules of the game to help you win. Stevland Ambrose commenting, no good will come of this. We wanted proportional representation, not 3-day general elections with an improved, read exploitable mail-in ballot system. And of course, the red and yellow parties, says anti-taxer, suddenly believe electoral reform is needed. This is where we're at with this. Unbelievable. Now, Eva Chipiuk chiming in on this, saying, has there been any public demand or support for this kind of electoral reform? It seems that both Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Jagmeet are clutching at straws in their desperate attempts to hold on to power. If they can't disparage, shame, blame, and act without proper legal authority, they believe that altering the rules of the political game will be their saving grace. It's over, my friends. Canadians have recognized the power that they possess and are no longer willing to tolerate your deceit and harmful tactics. And then getting into all these, what they're changing in this again with the, they want to explore these things. Allowing an expanded 3-day voting period during general elections. Allowing voters to cast their ballots at any polling station or any polling place within their riding, and improving the mail-in ballot process with accessibility and maintaining integrity in mind. I can think of an election that happened recently with lots of mail-in ballots that many people feel was rather suspect. Of course, Shadow Davis also putting out on Twitter, so let's get this straight. The Liberal NDP coalition knows they cannot win the next election, so they're actively and publicly rigging it under the guise of improvement. This is completely unacceptable, and yes, we should be concerned, honestly. Now, this was my favorite tweet of the day about this one. David Perez putting it out there. Liberals and NDP working on electoral reform. Now, this is obviously a graph that happened in an election that took place in 2020 that I shall not comment on. I think I'm not allowed to on this platform. It's one of those things you just have to accept was completely fair, open, and honest. That's the prevailing narrative anyway. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of this whole craziness. Yeah, of course, when you're about to lose, that's when you come back forward with some promises, but of course not like they were promised originally, not what people are looking for. They're not looking for more ways to make elections kind of loosey-goosey. No, we're looking for a better way to vote, maybe more equal representation. Perhaps when the entire West Coast watches the election end before the polling stations even close, yeah, that's usually something that people are a little disappointed by. Anyway, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.